Here's Rusty coming at you with a knife mod video. I'm going to try to mod this Kizer Grazioso, and I'm going to dye this linen micarta. So it was supposed to be green, and it's really kind of turning out brown. So we're going to get to work here. Got a Civivi clip on there, and this is my first video working behind the camera, so cut me some slack here. We'll take off this clip. Hopefully it'll be easy. Okay, set that aside. Now whenever you're working with what do we, excuse me while I get this in here, hard to see, screws there, it's a good idea to pay attention to what you're working with. So now I think I could take off this micarta without taking apart the knife, but I might take it off and do a little cleanup. It is a Kizer, and we do get, my experience, they come pretty clean inside, on the inside of the knife, so gonna be okay with that. Okay, got that one. Yeah, I don't know how those guys do it. How do those guys with a knife channel do this? Hopefully you guys don't want to, if you don't want to watch me, put this on 3 times speed maybe. Well, so what I've got for tools, well, just like everybody, if you're going to be working with T6s, which is what we're working on here, get a Weehaw. Get a Weehaw bit. There you go. Got to get those. You can get them from Weehaw directly. I bought a 10-pack for, I don't know. And then sometimes we have trouble getting screws off here. So I think it's threaded all the way out. Whoops. There we go. I got my dog thinking there's something in the backyard. Well, I got it. It's just stuck in there. There we go. Now it falls out. Looks like, if you can see here, they did come with some Loctite. So let's go ahead and take off this pivot collar. Cinnamon's talking to you guys here. I'm gonna have to let her out, and I'm gonna take off this other one. And sometimes, so I went up to the hardware store, bought a Craftsman, and it's not holding this bit in there very well. Hey, little missy. So we are going to probably have to take off all these. When I get this apart, we're going to have the, well, I'm going to have to take all these screws off. So I know you guys don't have to watch this other side. Let me let the dog out. Okay, I got it apart here. Just working on this side here, loosened all these screws, and it fell apart. So, like I said, very clean inside there. Take a look at these. We do have a D-shaped pivot, and we have these. What are we looking at? I'm sure they're ceramic bearings. So we'll get those cleaned up. So nothing. But look at that, guys. That's your Kizer Grazioso. Very clean. I'll show you how we clean that up and lube it. And then we have, hopefully, oh yeah. So just be careful. Take this apart. I'm not going to clean them, like shine this up. I want this to patina. And then here's our one of our pieces of micarta, very, very light. Going to add yellow and gray to this. That's supposed to get you an olive color. Now I have this brown, so we aren't going to get olive to be darker than that brown. I'm just going to see if it'll fill in the other parts here. That's how this thing is milled. And let's see if I got those things apart enough. I was having trouble with this one. Probably, yeah, so what's happening is it's spinning on this back side here, which is a bummer. Oh, how about this one? Might be able to get this one. Put my finger on that. And I think we're going to get her. So, you know what? We'll figure this out. Alright. So that comes apart. And looks like I got to get a little more. That's going to be a bugger there. Yeah. Okay. So we got that off. And this is one, oh my word. Little Missy. We went hiking today. And when I say little Missy, I mean the doggy. And now she wants to play ball. And I'm telling you, we went on a good hike. So, I think I'm making progress. Come on, you. I hate to throw this in there, liner and all. But I will. Oh, yay, Rusty. So, got all the screws out. And, there we go. Want to point out something while we're here. If you can see these set of screws over here, what we're looking at now, this screw is smaller than these two, and that screw goes in the top one. That's the other two are on the bottom. They go a little deeper to the backspace, and then this one goes a little shorter. So, all right, we got that ready. I'm going to put all these parts in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to get my die going. So, stay tuned. Okay, guys, and we're back, and we got one of the most important steps of this, and that's cleaning these things. I'm going to clean inside, and I'm going to clean outside. This is micarta. Now, a lot of times I will oil micarta just because it makes it look a little bit better. In this case, I didn't want to do that. If I did, it would look like this. Well, let's see. You know, and that's a pretty dark brown, and I wanted this knife a little bit lighter looking. So if you've been with me on these other die jobs, you know I'm just using rubbing alcohol here. You can use acetone, which I've used in the past. It's all fingernail polish is what it is. And one thing I do, a lot of people will use gloves. What I'll do is just make sure I've wiped my fingers. So you can see how fast that dries. Now we're going to take and we're going to hope that we can get a clothes hanger through this, and we're going to put it in the die. Oh my word, barely fit, but we made it. Hey, I have this pot going already from another die job I did, and that's the effing growl. And we're going to start a timer. And what I'm doing is I'm stirring this up because I added another cup of water to this. Oh. Just hoping here we get some yellow. Apparently we got somebody walking by. I'll turn off the red. Let that one take her off the heat. And the reason I added more water was I want to get this, you know, I don't want to get it any darker, so to speak. Let's see how that brown does. We're not going to be able to get to see what's happening with this simply because when the micarta is wet, it's going to look brown. So I might not get any results here. We'll see. I can see something happening. And I'm going to take a chance. Stick around. What I'm going to do is add a drop of pearl gray. I did shake this. Oh goodness! Gotta be more careful than that, Rusty. What pearl gray is going to give us that olive look. Right now I got olive green, like army green, and I don't want that. So the nice thing about dye is the longer you leave it in there, the more color it absorbs. In this case, we're going to take this out pretty soon. I've read you got to be careful with the micarta because heat makes it swell. So, I think I'm looking at 3 minutes it's been in here. Probably 2 with the yellow, 1 with this green. And we're just going to see what happens. 20 seconds. Alright, you know what? I can turn off this, and if I don't like the color tomorrow, but it's making a positive change, I can leave this dye in here and discontinue. So I'm going to take this out, see what it looks like tomorrow. Okay, we're about an hour after the dye job, and boy, it's hard to see in this light. I think some of the yellow did come through. You guys can see that there. And I'm not sure what to do. I might do a tad of yellow and a tad of gray, see if I can get some olive and do this in the morning. It's pretty yellow, but you know, I wanted to lighten that up just a bit. The other one, remember that brown, it's coming through like this, so definitely a unique look. We'll see how it turns out in the morning. Okay, we're back, and we're going to go ahead and put the Kizer Grazioso together. Handles didn't turn out green, but they did lighten up a bit, and I'm okay with that. You can see some yellow in there, but you know, the show side with your palm oil from your hands is going to make that darker. So I'm just going to take now and wipe down, well, the whole scale with liner, excuse me, with some rubbing alcohol. Get that cleaned up. You guys can see we got a D shape in here. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this brass right there. Got a little, nick on it, or a little bit of grit in there. That's not going to affect any of the performance. I can see a little bit of what we'll call grit. So we'll go ahead and get this bearings nice and clean. And again, working around the camera. Get that wiped off. We want to pay special attention to this area. This is the part where old Rusty wants to get this all cleaned out. That stop pin does move, so I don't want it to. Got a package of these Q-tips off of Amazon. One end looks like this, the other end's kind of pointy, and we're just going to take that pointy end and get some of that grit. Careful not to cut yourself, or leave any we don't want to leave any cotton in here too bad either. So get that cleaned up. You can see how that's looking. Where are we at? We're gonna take, so I know this one should go to this side, and that's because this is the lock side. Okay, so I'm going to guess these two go together. So I'm going to put this on top here, and if I remember which one, this is a little bit of a complex knife for old Rusty to put together. Okay, oh, I'm on the wrong side. So I'm going to grab this one. Alright, there we go, much better. And that's not that's the lock side. There we go. Okay, get that hole. We are grabbing the small screw. We're going to go ahead and try to put this together. I'm skipping the Loctite on this one. This is more of a it's a small screw. What do I want to call this? More of a show knife. Hold on now, I gotta get this without the camera. Okay, I just took that one snug. It is holding everything together here, but if we need to move something, we can do that later. So, as LTK says, let me grab some go-go juice, and I'm going to grab another not a toothpick, Q-tip. All right. Gosh, this is tough. Yeah, this, like usual, got quite a bit on there. I get a little on this pin here, or on the detent, should stay. Okay, and put a little Gojo juice in here. A little bit. Okay. Where are my bearings? Oh, you know what I should do? Should clean this pivot off. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll that in my alcohol wipe here. And I can feel that, you know, the D shape in there. And the D shape, yeah, should be, okay, it's facing to the back of the knife. So, when we take and put this in here, if we take and do our best to keep that thing facing to the back, now is the easiest time to adjust that, guys. So there we go. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, bearing number 1, put it on there. Little more go fast juice, not too much, it'll work itself around. I've cleaned the blade, so we'll get that on there. And sometimes I take, flip her all the way. Okay, seems like that lock pin's in place. Little dab of go-go juice here. Alright, and we're kind of getting that pivot with this stuff. Don't mean to get it on the inside. And we'll drop some more. Got my other. Okay, I made that on there with all the blurriness. Okay, pretty satisfied with that. What do we got next? Oh boy, I should have had some screws. Probably should have put on these stop pins. We can get those. So I think this one is going to go on this end, and it'll sort itself out here. And we'll put this one right there. And now comes the fun part. This is where you guys can appreciate a good knife company when you go to fitting this stuff in. So trying to make this one, I remember it being a little bit of a boner coming out. All right, so there we go. Got one, got two, and the back spacer's in. Put the go-go juice on. Got the knife cleaned up. Am I missing anything right now? Not right now. Good job, Rusty. Ooh. Woo! And she fits together like that. So we'll put on, this comes next. The hole's looking good. Love it when a plan comes together. Get that on there. Remember, I got to grab the smallest of these 3 screws, and so I'm gonna go with this one. And this is where I had to leave you guys last time. Let's see how the old man does this time. Yeah, if I was Nick Savage, I'd be cleaning off that old, what do you call it, oh, lock thread. And that's probably the right thing to do. And with this knife, there we go. So you do want to start it with just finger tight. I felt that one, it went good. Next up, I want to put in these two holes, these two, and I want to get those lock pins. Remember, I forgot to set them in from the other side. That seems like I got a good start. Okay, and this other one, and hopefully memory serves me right, I got the what do you call it? Oh, the screws, the right screws going back in. Okay, yeah, I like to start that with the fingers. And finally, gee whiz, guys. Okay, this one I'm okay with starting with the, I just go light here. I can tell it's threading in. All right, almost there, almost there. So I'm gonna go ahead, find my other two screws. And woo, T6s and fat old fingers. This is a young man's game. There. And there we go. Try to stand it straight up. There we go. Think I got it. Looking okay. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yep. Okay, feeling good. Feeling good in the neighborhood. Not quite all together there. Does this come okay? And I think it's going to work. So let's do a little final tightening on this. We're going to go a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. I'm just taking her till it feels tight, trying to get her like you do a set of tires, and take it oh boy, a little bit worried about this one. Just take it till rotate here, and we got something spinning. And I gotta try to, I'm wondering if the back side is spinning, which means I gotta get my other. Okay, and I'm gonna take that just tight. Not, certainly don't want to strip these screws. Don't want to strip any screws. We're looking for blade center in here. Yeah, a little cheating to the. All right, let's see if the if we tighten the pivot. Look at that. Tighten the pivot, that comes out of it. I like to take the pivot tight, and then we will back it off from there. It's a little too tight. So let's go in here. A lot of times I do tighten the pivot collar because I do mess with these. That's all we're going to do is back off just a smidge. Alright, I think we can back off another smidge. Alright, how are we doing here? Almost. Fire's out. Okay, it's going to stay. Probably will. Yeah, I think we're centered. Probably will Loctite that and get the clip on. Show you this thing when she's all finished. Okay, we're going to try to show this thing in some natural light. It did turn out with a little more yellow. Imagine if a guy wanted to find a really light green dye. So anyways, it did take some dye, and I'm going to finish this here and see what happens with my palm oils. So pull this away, see what you guys think. Got that Civivi clip on there, and I got her blade centered, and that's the Grazioso. And not quite fall shutty.